Mario Party has been one of the greatest game franchise Nintendo has ever created, and I want to say I have proudly played majority of them. However, not all of them. Today, I decided to relive my childhood memories and play every single game there is, and of course, rate them for you guys. There's a total of 18 Mario Party games, including handheld games, which we will be playing as well. We're going to rate each game based on the following. 1. Board design, how creative, unique the boards are. 2. Minigames, how fun, diverse, and memorable the minigames are. 3. Balance and fairness, focusing on the lucky versus skill ratio of the game. And 4. Enjoyment, just based on how much fun I had. I do want to preface that these reviews are based on my experiences, so please keep that in mind. Anyways, let's get started. Before all the modern party games, there's one that started it all, Mario Party 1. Mario Party 1 came out in 1998 on the Nintendo 64. At first glance, I was immediately hit by the nostalgia of the game. The intro was super derpy and cute and just brings back so many memories. Like, look at them trying to push each other. That's so cute. The original layout features a small village with different houses. As you enter, you are asked to choose your character. You start off with the 6 OG characters, and since there was no Toad, I decided to choose Peach instead. There's a decent variety of maps you can choose from. They have so many maps. I was gonna choose a more challenging one, but for simplicity, I decided to choose Peach's Cake instead. Starting off, the game introduces an overview of the board. My childhood memories really started flashing before my eyes. The first thing I noticed was how fast-paced it was. Characters were moving really fast and turns appeared to be shorter. My first minigame was a 1v3, and of course it was this fucking game. A game where legit just one player is playing. And he did it. Wow, what a surprise. No worries, we got to move on to the second game, which is one of my favorites. I was really excited, but then I realized I kind of messed up in the beginning, as you can tell from my horrifying facial expression. We ended up losing that, but it's okay, we can come back from this, right? I was initially quite ecstatic, considering I was playing one of the most OG goated games ever, until I realized how fucking brutal this original game was. Minus, it actually punishes you for losing. Like, what? Worse, your punishment is multiplied by the amount of players you face against. So if you lose a 1v3, you're gonna lose 15 coins. The map was overall super straightforward. You legit just walk around the cake, and if you're unlucky choosing the Bowser seed, you walk to the Bowser side of the cake. Also, check out this old Bowser's Mohawk. Crazy, right? Slay! Like I mentioned earlier, the game feels more fast-paced, and I was able to finish the game relatively quickly, coming in first, of course. Easy. The board I chose is probably the most beginner-friendly board. Simple, star doesn't move, and size was really small. It's a bit unfair to, of course, judge the game off of one board, but I do want to say that I had played other boards in the past, such as DK's Jungle Adventure and Luigi's Engine. But I decided to still play another game just to solidify my review. I chose a map I never played, or maybe never unlocked before, and it was Eternal Star. The map was definitely more challenging, and the concept was pretty intriguing. You essentially try to teleport to different spots on the map and try to snatch the star from Koopa before the others do. Legit, I was just waiting to see what happened for 5 whole turns. Like, god damn it, Mario, you're fucking winning but decide to walk that way instead? Brutal difficulty, by the way. Finally, I got to see what happened when you encounter Koopa. Wait, what the fuck? So your chance to getting the star is determined by luck. And if you lose, you just lose your 10 coins, right? Wait, what the fuck? You lose your star too? I'm not even shitting you guys, this is so fucking dumb. I end up not finishing the game, as you can imagine, but it's okay. Let's move on to the mini games. There's 50 games in total. For the first ever Mario Party game, that is not bad at all. The 4-player games are genuinely fun, and there's some iconic ones such as Shy Guy, Facelift, and Crazy Cutter. There are even minigames where you work together, such as Running of the Bulb and Keep Away. There was not that many 2v2 games, but most of them were fun and skill-based. Although, the 1v3 player-based games were terrible. Most felt RNG and you get punished for random ones like this bowling one. Like I only went that way to spread out, so there's likely chance of us all getting knocked out. But I still lost coins? This fucking shit happened 2 more times in the new map and I get knocked out every single time. The game also incorporates one-player games, which I recall were really fun. This honestly is a great option for solo players. But hold up, if you lose coins? I'm losing my mind. For the most part, the game and map appears to be balanced and not that much luck-based aside from, you know. I had a lot of fun with the game, but I do feel like it's mainly due to nostalgia. But if we take that part away and consider it being the first ever Mario Party game ever created, it's pretty good. The losing of coins did make it more challenging, and I can see it being a step up of chaos for everyone if they want to play. Overall, I'll give it a 6.8 out of 10. And also guys, you have to give credit to developers though for this ending. Like, I almost teared up. Mario Party 2. Fun fact, I have never played Mario Party 2. My broke ass 6 or 7, don't say it, Euro self couldn't afford it, and my tiger parents sure won't pay for it. So we're jumping into this completely wrong. The game was released in 1999, 1 year after the original Mario Party. Some key focus the game did was faster pacing, more balanced minigames, and less joystick spinning games, which were notorious for causing blisters, aka me as well. Just like Mario Party 1, the first game started off with an intro. The intro was super exciting and actually has a cute plot with it. This theatrical performance was immaculate. First thing first was to choose the map or land, and oh my gosh, my heart was about to burst out. It was so adorable. Like, look at this, become a wizard? I decided to start with Mystery Land since it's a good in-between difficulty, and honestly the description sounded fun. Once you select the map, you are taken to the tunnel and what the hell? Stop being so cute! This is why Toad is my favorite character. Your selection is the same as the last Mario Party game, so of course I chose Peach. Can this game get any cuter? We get our own archaeologist outfit? The map initially looks super complex with many different regions. Starting off, I noticed the game introduced new features such as items, battle minigames, and duel minigames. And oh great, no punishment loss. A big feature is the Cooper Kid, where after someone obtains the star, the original place where the star was is replaced by Koopa Kid. So if you're not the early bird catching the worm, you'll be punished. I was trying to get a feel of the map until my game unfortunately crashed and I had to start over. So I decided to go on next game with Horrorland, cause why not? So cute! We get our wizard outfit this time! The map seems to have a mix of night and day with certain events occurring in the morning and vice versa. As mentioned earlier, items are included and you can attain them through the item minigames or, depending on the map, item stores. The item minigames or minigame is exclusive to the map you're on, so it being the Horrorland, you repeatedly see the same coffin minigame over and over and over. But check this out. I know Bowser is bad, but this is so derpy and cute. Apparently, if you choose the Bowser Orb item, it turns Koopa Kid into Bowser, and Bowser will start tracking your ass down. I believe this effects occur in all maps of Mario Party 2. It honestly was a struggle to win against these CPUs, and I ended up being second place. Fucking Mario. The end credits are hilarious, and it legit makes me want to play more and try all the board. They know what they were doing with this game. For board design, I enjoyed it for the most part. I mean, come on, how can you not enjoy seeing your character dressed up like that? The appearance honestly elevates the excitement to the game, and the events don't feel overly random. Having possibly Bowser follow you through the map brings more challenge and opens the door to more strategies and tactics to win. I personally feel like this is an upgrade compared to Mario Party 1. There is a total of 65 minigames. Most of the games are remakes of the first Mario Parties, including, of course, the famous Face Live, Shy Guy, and Hot Rope Jump. More variety is always exciting, and I did enjoy some of the add-ons, including Roll Call and Sneak and Snore. The new games were hit and miss. Some felt fun and others felt mid. 1v3 were slightly better, but still mid, and it still seems a bit one-sided. 2v2s are fun though. As always, it's just a lot of coordination and working together. Love it. Mario Party 2 overall does feel more balanced, and the 1v3 does appear less one-sided, but you still have games such as this though. Bowling minigame. The map upgrade does appear more skilled and less luck-based though, which is a huge plus. I don't know why I thought Mario Party 2 wouldn't beat Mario Party 1, cause in my head I imagine nothing is better than the original game, but I was completely wrong. Especially with incorporation of old minigames that were super fun, I think this game is definitely a huge upgrade. Overall, I'll rate it as a 7.6 out of 10. Mario Party 3. Ah yes, one which holds many good memories and what the fuck? That's not creepy at all. Mario Party 3 came out in 2000. Damn, I just realized they were producing this game back to back. Kinda crazy, right? The graphics and everything is about the same, but now includes upgraded minigames and playable characters. You can now play characters such as Daisy and Waluigi. I decided to choose Daisy for this game just to change things up a little bit. For the map, I decided on Waluigi's Island since it's one of the most iconic maps in Mario Party 3, and I never got a chance to play before. Starting off, the map appears really fun and interactive, featuring different elements like jumping to the direction of the map, pipes, and the countdown explosion, which steals all your coins if you're within the explosion. Instead of your cute toad distributing the star, we now have this. Not creepy at all. Mario Party 3 also brings back item shops and item minigames, with greater variety in the minigames, so you're not playing the same item minigame over and over like the last Mario Party. The game felt pretty chaotic, from Bowser's suit, the countdown explosion, and me getting so many coins from hidden blocks. Everything just felt so fast-paced. All in all, I thought I was gonna be last, but somehow clutched a third with one bonus star. Hooray, I guess? For the review, the board design was overall fun and I enjoyed the interactive portion of the map. Waluigi's Island map initially felt RNG, but later I realized there's a pattern to all this. I've learned to land exactly the direction I want, and the pipes were always consistent. I also want to mention I actually played Chilly Waters beforehand, I just couldn't record it, but I want to mention that's another map that's actually really fun and interactive, and it's part of Mario Party 3. For the minigames, Mario Party 3 has 71 minigames in total. The games were honestly super fun, but there were definitely a handful that was RNG, such as Slot Sink, Stack Deck, and Merry-Go Chomp. This game, however, has iconic minigames such as Snowball Summit and Rocking Raceway. I also do want to mention that the dual minigames in Mario Party 3 are actually really fun if you ever get a chance to play them. For balance and fairness, the game did pretty well, but I know you can't help situations with these hidden blocks, these RNG games, and RNG item spaces. But if we rewind back to the problem of the old Mario parties with the 1v3, this game definitely is an improvement compared to 1 and 2. I honestly felt like the minigames pulled through with this Mario Party. These games are genuinely fun if you get a chance to play them. I also wouldn't have to dread every end of round for a 1v3 minigame, unlike, you know. Overall, I rated a 7.8 out of 10. Mario Party 4, first ever Mario Party game introduced on the GameCube. It was released back in 2002, so hooray, they had more than 1 year to work on this. First thing first, the quality difference is definitely there. I mean, look at this intro. My god, that graphics difference between the characters is kinda crazy. This was actually the game where I got to play with random people online.
Wait, I thought it was 2 exclamation mark.
No, the moment it shows up.
What the heck?
And believe it or not, there's a dedicated Discord for it. So if you guys are interested about it, please let me know in the comments down below. It took a while for us to figure out the connections, but we eventually got through. I unfortunately didn't record the first half of our gameplay, but luckily I got some footage on the last half. In addition, I do want to preface that we end up playing Mario Party Deluxe, which is an upgraded version of the original Mario Party 4. It really helps enhance the game and remove a lot of the slower or more frustrating elements elements, or that's what they told me. We decided to choose the Toads map, which involves the usage of the rotational cups. It was my first time playing Mario Party with randoms instead of my friends, and boy do I want to say, they are sweat to the T.
What the heck? We're literally trapped.
Yeah, we might as well just play it safe at this point.
I mean, I thought I was a proud Mario Party player, but no, I am what you call in D tier to these S tiers motherfuckers. Playing the game again honestly does remind me how slow the game is, and it was all due to the animation. We did have intention of including comms that would remove or skip the unnecessary animations, but someone forgot. So we had to pull through watching every turn, every magical lamp, etc. What's cool was the inclusion of lottery shop where players could win tons of coins from the lottery event. So if you're a gambling addict, this is probably the game for you. I imagine the deluxe features helps improve the game, but unfortunately we couldn't, or someone forgot to include the comms, and the game felt much slower and super RNG. I somehow clutched a second by being super lucky with my lottery, and I won a whole bunch of coins, which gave me a bonus star at the end. You know, this is the first time ever in my whole entire life playing this game that I won a lottery.
One! I wish I got this earlier, man. Well, last turn 100 coins, sure.
Pretty crazy, right? The board we chose was probably one of the worst board I played. The teacup spin was super RNG, and if you're unlucky, you can end up going in circles. I legit didn't like the board, and because we played deluxe, I felt the game just wasn't at its most basic. So I decided to play another game with a new board. I ended up playing Goomba's Greedy Gala, and let me tell you, this was the worst map ever. You think the last one was RNG? This one is the definition of RNG. One, there's legit a literal roulette in the middle of the map where your path is determined by it. Another notable feature of this board is the dice areas. You have to face off Goomba with dice roll, and if you lose, you start back at the original starting point. This map was awful, completely like bad rating on the board maps. For the minigames, Mario Party 4 has a total of 16 minigames. The minigames felt overall fun, but I have to say their 2v2 really carried most of the game. Strong iconic ones include the dungeon duos, cliffhangers, and team treasure trip. The 1v3, however, I felt were mid and sometimes one-sided. Gold and Blame on the Crane were one of the ones I felt pretty one-sided. The minigames are fine, but the game honestly felt too unbalanced. After 2 boards, I realized skill barely matters, and the only way to obtain the star is just prayers. I honestly didn't have that much because the maps were super frustrating to work with. However, I do agree the minigames are pretty fun, and I recall this game being fairly fun in the past. So giving it a slight benefit of the doubt, I rated a 7 out of 10. Mario Party 5. Mario Party 5 has got to be one of the best Mario Party games ever, or at least that's what I recalled. Right from the start, the game comes bursting with cuteness of different stars, unlike you know who. The game now features team matches, so if you have friends that hate playing alone, this might be a great option. One of the biggest thing the game includes is new characters, so now you can play Koopa Kid, Toad, and Boo. Finally, I can play my Toad. I've been waiting for this moment. I don't know what it is about this game, but the maps look super kawaii. Each one looks super big, bright, and whimsical, you may say. Only downside is that they don't seem to provide much description about the map, so I end up choosing Undersea Dream, which I know is a classic and simple board. There are some new key features with Mario Party 5. First, the game now focuses on using capsule items rather than your typical item store. You basically obtain these capsules usually by passing through them or capsule machines. There's no traditional battle mini games, well, kind of. Instead of landing on a space, it kind of just occurs randomly. And lastly, we can now play DK and Bowser minigames. The map was super simple, like real simple. Ooh, a Koopa bank. It gives me money, right? Wait, what? My 10 coins! What? Apparently you have to pay a fee if you're gonna use the capsule on yourself. Yup, what the hell? It's been so long since I played any Bowser minigames, or I don't recall how they were like, but oh my god, this one is purely RNG. Please don't pick me, please don't pick me, please don't pick my cauldron. That juke! Oh my god! My god, this stimulated my anxiety to the max. Would you believe I had to play this exact minigames 3 times? Oh nice, a battle minigame. It seems this time you get to select 3. God damn it, I wanted the middle one. After playing through this map, guess who finally won first in so long? This gal! Okay, now on to the review. The board design was very appealing to the eye, but in general lacks events. Like, this may be the most exciting thing in the entire map. It may very much be the board I selected, but I recall playing other boards in the past such as Pirate Dreams and Future Dream, both which were pretty much on the same level of excitement. At least they all look kawaii. There are 77 minigames in total. Minigames were genuinely fun, and some iconic ones you'll never forget include Leap Leaf, of course, which I beat, Coney Island, and Pushy Penguins. The 4-player games were super fun and kind of brings back so many memories to why I love this game so much. The 2v2s were super fun as always, and for the most part less luck based. Now, the 1v3 was actually a pass! Square away and curvy curves were the ones I played, and it didn't feel too one-sided. I didn't get a chance to play much battle or duel minigames, but reviewing them below, there were some definitely good ones out there. Overall, the game appears to be relatively balanced. The maps are simple enough, and there isn't much RNG variation compared to, you know what, Mario Party 4. However, the big change to Random Capsule definitely makes it more luck-based. The minigames appear more skilled and less RNG, which is what we will always appreciate. I was initially excited for this game and enjoying most of what the game has to offer, but I'll be honest, I started to get slightly annoyed. Having to play the goddamn same 3 Bowser minigame and DK minigames all just seem pointless and less exciting. And then, of course, the capsule. They really threw me off guard the most. Luckily, the minigames carry most of the weight, bringing my excitement back up. Overall, I rated a 7.4 out of 10. Mario Party 6. I have forgotten a lot of the themes in Mario Party, but this one has got to be the most memorable one. The Mario Party that includes both a day and night system. This was very similar to Horrorland and Mario Party 2, but now this expands to multiple maps. Starting off, quality of maps, chef's kiss. I gotta examine the day and night version of each of the maps, but this really brings up the excitement. I decided to challenge myself and experiment with an atypical game. That's right, Snowflake Lake. A game rather than chasing for stars, you focus on stealing each other's stars. Character selections is the same as the previous, except you get Toadette! I decided to choose her since why not? Oh my god, the snow looks so amazing! Love, love, love the graphics. For this mode, we all start off with 5 stars. The goal is to steal each other's stars by riding the chain chops. You can only ride it by paying for the cost, and with certain cases, you can pay more to increase your distance. This was honestly exciting and scary at the same time. If you get too far ahead, you can get chomped from behind, so either you pray you don't get too far or you pray you go too far that they can't reach you. Oh, we all get to participate in the ice ring? Stop knocking into me, god damn it! Looks like DK and Bowser minigames are still the same in this map. Oh great, my first DK game, and it's RNG. Okay, looks like the blue was gonna win. So what the fuck? How did I not win this? A huge upgrade from the last Mario Party is the option to actually buy your items. The whole RNG capsule was honestly dumb, and I'm glad that was a one-off. Yo, the night one looks so pretty. Jeez, a twofer? God damn it, Koopa. Alright, it's my turn to ride the chomp. What the fuck? A 1? What were the odds? I just needed not a 1. The Bowser games looks less RNG and involves more skills, which is nice. I noticed there are more dual spaces available on the map. Not sure if it's more correlated with this map or not, but this helps mix the game game way more fun. On to the review. Anyways, starting with the board review. The day and the night mechanics adds a whole new layer of excitement to the game. You kind of have to strategically plan on what you should do in the day to prepare for the night. I personally enjoy the Chomp Chase board, but I know it can be super stressful when playing with friends rather than CPUs. However, comparing with Towering Tree Chop, which was the second game I played, it honestly still feels like one of the best boards compared to other Mario Party basic boards. The board has multiple pathways you can move from, and it doesn't feel like you're going around in circles. For the minigames, Mario Party 6 has 82, yes, you heard me, 82 minigames in total. And honestly, I love the minigames. Granite Getaway, Circuit Maximus, Snow World, all iconic 4-player based games. I had a lot of fun with the 2v2s, and yes, the 1v3 games felt more balanced. But once again, a struggle playing with the CPU. Everything about the game felt super balanced, and I can't complain. Especially with removing the RNG item capsule, we have a lot more opportunity to skillfully plan our next move. Overall, I had so much fun with this game in particular, to the point where it had me wanting to play another one right after. I would rate this pretty high, 8.5 out of 10. Mario Party 7. I know I said Mario Party 6 was the most memorable, but Mario Party 7 was legit my all-time favorite Mario Party game ever. And why, you may ask? Because it was the first ever Mario Party game to include an 8-player game mode. I remember having so many good memories playing with my group of friends and just us yelling back and forth with each other with our partners. To replicate this mode, I decided to invite my friends over to play the 8-player game mode. Note, don't have that many friends, so the pairing goes as such. I wanted my friends to have more experience sharing the controller with another person, so I decided to pair myself with the CPU. They said I can put it at the highest difficulty. They said it was okay, by the way.
Can I make them brutal, guys?
Sure.
Yay.
She gave herself the brutal.
I think you're
True.
The selection of characters is significantly more compared to the last Mario Party game. Me choosing Toad, I have to have my partner as Toadette, right? We also have the addition of Birdo, Dry Bones, and Boo as playable characters. I asked my friends which map they wanted to play, and we end up playing Pyramid Park, which is another change-up game. Ugh, not gonna lie, it was already starting to be chaotic with me describing to my friends the 8-player game mode.
Like, do you still move at normal speed?
Alright.
Yes.
Is my question, okay.
You want me
Yes.
to roll for both of us?
Oh, you roll at the both at the same time, so basically you share and then roll.
Oh, sure.
So we say
Yeah.
like 3, 2, 1 like that?
Yeah, or any, it doesn't matter, just go.
We finally had our first minigame, and boy, it was so overstimulating.
What's it say?
Oh shit! Oh no!
I died!
died!
Oh no!
Dang, I mean, cheating.
I'm not cheating.
I already died! They threw his hammers too?
No way, I died. I totally forgot that was happening.
Oh, it aimed at me.
Oh, that was close.
That's fucking crazy.
The game still incorporates capsules, DK, and Bowser minigames. A new feature is the specialized orb for each character. So basically, if you choose one's character, they have a special orb you can use that's different from another. A returning mechanic is the Bowser countdown, which pretty much guarantees something bad is gonna happen once it's 0. We continue on to the different minigames, and not gonna lie, my friends were not having it with the brutal CPU. During the rowing game, they just constantly gave me shit that I had an AI as a partner.
Left, right.
Oh my god, you guys are so
We suck! We suck! Wait, who won?
me.
But to be honest, I completely think it was a skill issue. It was really fun playing with my friends, but honestly, the board was too stressful and kinda dumb. There was a period where fucking Bowser destroyed the bridge, so we end up in an endless loop of stealing each other's stars. My friends end up winning with a total of 10 stars, which I guess is good for them. On to the review. The board itself was honestly kinda mid. I felt the red chop was kinda dumb to incorporate since it was so so overpowering, making all of us end up on the left side of the map. Aside from that, nothing else was really occurring for the map, and it was just overall very mid. For minigames, Mario Party 7 has a total of 88 minigames. The minigames were super fun, especially the 8-player one. Some iconic ones you guys will remember include Grin and Barret and Real Smoothie. The other games are just as fun, and honestly, I have nothing bad to say about it. Ignoring the map we chose, the game overall feels really fair. Especially with the 8-player game mode, I felt majority of them were skill-based and weren't a lot luck-based. I had so much fun playing with my friends, and I can imagine the excitement to be even higher with more players. This game is 100% the game I will always return to. Overall, I rated a 9 out of 10. Mario Party 8, the first ever Mario Party game to be released on the Nintendo Wii. It came out in 2007 and became one of the most iconic Mario Party games ever. Too bad I never really experienced it. Until now, the game starts off with the introduction to this carnival hosted by this thing. MC Baileyho is his name apparently. My god, the texts are moving so fucking fast. All 12 playable characters from Mario Party 7 returns alongside with the introduction of Blooper and Hammer Bro. Gotta go with Toad, man. Looking at the maps, I was intrigued by the Haunted Hotel, so that's the map we'll be playing today. I knew this map would be different from others, and I wanted to try reading the rules, but because of how fast the text works, I kinda missed it.
Yes, please. Oh. Okay. Oh no. It's default to high speed.
Big feature with this game are the candy items. Similar to the items, except they just kind of look like candy. The map was super interesting and was not what I expected. Instead of your usual map, you enter a house that has no clear directions.
We don't know where we're going? Oh, snap.
With every new room you enter is a new discovery to your map. It was quite exciting at first since it feels like a hide and seek game. But after some rounds, I realized this map is really RNG. If you go through the wrong door, you're kinda fucked. Being on the Wii, the game requires a lot of motion movement, which unfortunately was a huge struggle for me. I had a lot of issues with connectivity to my PC, so I couldn't play some of the games properly. In the end, I somehow clutched a third in this game, even though I probably should have got last. For the review, this board was extremely interesting and I love the graphics of the game. As mentioned earlier, it does feel pretty RNG, and unfortunately I started to lose interest as the game progressed. But the design of the map does bring new variation to this game. There is a total of 73 minigames. The minigames appear to be really fun, hence appear. With versatility of motion movement and regular control play, it honestly has best of both worlds. The game doesn't feel luck-based and many does require skills. Just pray your remote doesn't disconnect like mine. I know this may be super controversial, but I felt like it was alright. I didn't have that much enjoyment. Like I said, the minigames genuinely looks fun, but with my controllers being delayed with movement or disconnecting, I didn't get to have the full experiences. Giving this game the benefit of the doubt, I would rate it a solid 8 out of 10. Mario Party 9. This game was released in 2007, continuing on the Nintendo Wii. Just like Mario Party 7, it has a very interesting feature. Instead of your classic player movement, you actually move together with everyone in a shared car, or carpet in Boo's map case. There's no traditional star. Instead, it is replaced with mini stars, which are collected through movement or winning minigames. Starting off, I had a bit of trouble again with my Wii remote. In fact, it was much worse compared to Mario Party 8. Oh god. I didn't know what to initially expect with this game since it's my first time playing Mario Party 9, but I ended up choosing Magma Mine as my map. I was quite shocked at first with the movement of the game, but as the game progressed, I actually started to enjoy it. The only issue really was this and this. Aside from that, the map was super cool. The fear of having the magma chase you and losing half of your mini stars brings a lot of excitement to the game. And I end up losing. And we're on to the reviews. I don't know if this is controversial, but I love this change. Something about this seems way more appealing to me. I feel like a lot of the focus is geared towards winning minigames, and even if you don't win first, you're still rewarded with second and third place. There's no crazy RNG of dice rolls and racing towards the star, or the RNG of the next star moving closer to your opponents. I also love the boss battles. It was just such a fun feature to the game. Yeah, take that, Wiggle. Even though I got really screwed, the map was super fun in my opinion. Minigames were also very interesting. I just really had to make sure I didn't crash out. I took a lot of L's, but I am really giving this game the benefit of the doubt because these minigames honestly look really fun. Except for fucking bowling! Anyways, I rate this an 8.5 out of 10. Potentially more if it wasn't for my Wii remote. Oh well. Mario Party 10, released in 2015 on the Nintendo Wii U. Mario Party 10 continues the shared car mechanic that was originally introduced in Mario Party 9. One of the biggest upgrades the game has to offer is the Bowser Party, where one player uses the Wii U gamepad to control Bowser and the other 4 players just team up to survive. I honestly was getting really excited to play the game until I realized my game crashed every time I start any minigame. So I only got a taste a bit of the map and not the minigames. So I did what every smart person did, provide an in-depth analysis of the game through ChatGPT. The biggest difference between Mario Party 9 and 10 is a strong focus on Bowser, where it features a Bowser meter that triggers bad events if filled up. In terms of board selection, Mario Party 10 is known to provide simpler and sometimes repetitive maps, like this aquatic map I tried. It really felt underwhelming. The game has 75 minigames in total, which is less compared to Mario Party 9 with a total of 80 minigames. After reviewing some of the minigames in Mario Party 10, they honestly look super fun. Iconic ones we see include Shy Guy Shuffle, Mini Match, and Fuzzy Flyers. The game also continues boss battles, which are always a banger. I think I would have enjoyed this game very much considering I love the car feature from Mario Party 9, although I'm not sure if this game is unique or popular enough to justify buying an entire console for it, since it is exclusively for the Wii U and is not compatible with the Wii. Overall, I rated a 8.2 out of 10, give or take it. Mario Party Advance. Okay, so this has to be the weirdest one yet. Mario Party Advance came out in 2005, making it the first and only Mario Party game on the Game Boy Advance. It's a single-player gameplay rather than a multiplayer one, where you drive around this city and complete missions? It features over 100 minigames, but many are tied to quests rather than party plays. Honestly, I have no clue what I was doing and the directions were not clear. I ended up hardcore stuck in this one game and it honestly took me forever to lose. And later on in the game, I kinda ran out of mushrooms and died? No, instead I just immediately lost and had to start over. It was so weird. There's no board really to review and the minigames were so mid. The only reason why I'm reviewing this is because it's part of quote-unquote Mario Party, but it really wasn't a party, it was just weird. Overall, I rated a 1 out of 10. Mario Party DS. This was the first Mario Party game on the Nintendo DS and it was released in 2007. The game starts off with a story regarding Bowser tricking everyone with a fake invitation, and essentially everyone got tricked and ended up shrinking. So the goal of the game is, I guess, to collect stars and unshrink yourself. Something like that. I was intrigued by Kamik's library, so I decided to try that map for this game. As you can see, the game is designed where you can view the board from the top half of the DS while your main gameplay is at the bottom half. To be honest, I hated it. Maybe because my eyesight is starting to become like my grandma's, but bro, it was so hard to see. I constantly miscount my steps and would end up in a different space than predicted. This map has a lot of randomness and honestly, I had no fucking clue what to do. It seems like you need to travel between the floors to chase the star, but I have no idea how to travel. I think you have to land on a certain space, but then doesn't that make it completely RNG? It was such a weird map that I decided to start over and switch over to DK map. This map feels the complete opposite, where it's so straightforward. You just follow one path and race to the top to buy the star. Bro, I got wrecked by the bonuses at the end of this game and end up losing this one. Like, how many more bonus stars are you gonna get, Daisy? The board designs were alright. One was too simple while the other one was too complicated. I can see a lot of potential with the board, but being on the DS, it was honestly hard to see and navigate. The minigames were pretty fun, but there were some games I couldn't do properly since it wasn't your typical like DS stylus. I don't know if it was obvious, but I am playing this game through my PC, so that was a huge limitation. Though if I put myself on the perspective of using a DS, I can see it to be really fun. Depending on the map, it can be kinda luck-based. However, I was impressed with most of the minigames being fair and more skill-based. Once I understood how everything worked, it actually became really fun and I began to appreciate the different mechanics it offers compared to traditional Mario Party games. Overall, I give it a 6 out of 10. Mario Party Island Tour. The first ever Mario Party game released on the Nintendo 3DS, released in 2013. This is kinda where all the weird Mario Party alternatives starts, but we'll focus on this one first. The game does not include your traditional party board, but rather its own unique rules depending on the map. Starting off with looking at the map, I noticed the game breaks down the ratio of luck, skill, and minigames, which is pretty cool since that's exactly what I'm judging this entire video on. The board that I end up selecting focuses on racing to the top. So instead of collecting stars, we're literally just trying to reach to the finish line. It was pretty RNG since it was dependent on your dice roll, but the more minigames you win, the more dice rolls you get. So kind of skill based. Hey, I won in the end. So scratch that. It's actually all skill based. This is a player diff, baby. There are 80 minigames in total, involving the touchscreen and motion control, which I completely aced on. The minigames appear to be really fun, but at last, the limitation of my gameplay is hindered by technology. I actually had a lot of fun. I wish I could be more involved with this game, but I just cannot since I'm playing this through my PC. But if I was a little kid on a long car ride, I would 100% play this game just to kill some time. Overall, I'll rate it a 5.8 out of 10. Mario Party Star Rush. Mario Party Star Rush came out in 2016, also on the Nintendo 3DS. Instead of your classic board and taking turns, everyone moves at the same time on the board through this grid-like board? Question mark? The board is open map with no linear paths. You can move freely to collect coins, recruit allies, and fight bosses. Minigames weren't bad, but the whole board concept was really weird and confusing at first. I did enjoy the boss fight though, and if you're able to recruit some allies, they help you with the fight. Overall, it's not a bad game. The minigames and finding bosses do elevate the game a lot. There's a lot of skill-based minigames as well, which is what I appreciate. However, the board appears to be entirely luck-based. Like if you don't roll the exact same amount to land on the boss, you pass it. Like I literally went in circle with this fucking boss because I just couldn't land the exact number to land on it. Overall, I rated a 5.2 out of 10. Mario Party Top 100. A game released on the Nintendo 3DS in 2017. This is a minigame compilation featuring 100, hence the title, of the best minigames from past Mario parties. It does not include your traditional party boards, but there are multiplayer options with this game through a local connection. This game focuses more on the nostalgia collection rather than a full Mario Party experience. Great for quick minigame sessions, but not ideal if you're looking for the classic board gameplay. I had a bit of fun playing the classics, but aside from that, meh, there's really nothing else to review. So overall, I'll give it a 2 out of 10. Moving on. Super Mario Party, the first Mario Party game to be released on the Nintendo Switch in 2018. I unfortunately did not get a chance to record the content of this game, but I promise you guys I did play this game. So for the rest of this review, it will be general gameplays. Super Mario Party brings back the classic board gameplay, so no more car system. Hooray for some? The game now introduces more characters such as Monty Mole, Goomba, Donkey Kong, and so much more. One of the biggest downfall with this game, however, is the board selection. Unfortunately, there are only 4 boards in total to choose from, which is really low considering this is one of the newer Mario Party games. I played the Womps Domino Ruins and honestly, that map was mid. I always hated these Womps, and bro, having a map dedicated to these motherfuckers? Hell no! A big feature with this game is the unique character dice block, meaning depending on your character, you get your own unique block. This was an interesting concept to have, but it honestly was not balanced, and you might end up choosing a character based off their dice rather than the character itself. And there was no Toad, so boo. The minigames were pretty fun for the most part. Social Climbers may be the most notable one for some, but yeah, I mean, all the unique games were relatively fun. I didn't notice any one being super one-sided, so huge plus. Overall, I had a decent amount of fun, but the board game and the dice character really threw me off, and I ended up being really frustrated. For a more modern Mario Party version, you would expect much more. Overall, I rated a 7.3 out of 10. Mario Party Superstar. Mario Party Superstar was released in 2021. It is a game that features only classic content all the way from Mario Party 1. The game has 5 of the classic boards you see, and oh my god, Peach's Cake! Nice. I never got to play Spaceland from Mario Party 2, so here we go. Unfortunately, in this game, there's no Toad. So sad. The board was pretty simple with some integration of spaceships pushing you out of the lane, and a weird countdown in the middle. I looked up the map from Mario Party 2 and my god, the quality difference is insane, but it's pretty much exactly the same board. One big missing factor are the outfits, which I'm really sad about. The board selections aren't bad, but to be honest, these boards are the more of the simpler ones. I mean, Yoshi's and Peach's Cake are meh, and Horror Land being the most difficult, that's very questionable. For the minigames, they were awesome. Pretty much hit every iconic ones I can mention earlier in this video. If you want a huge compilation of all old minigames, honestly, this is a great option. Here's the actual breakdown of the minigames taken from each Mario Party. I had fun reliving the old minigames, but the board was pretty mid. Looking back at these options, the board may be the biggest downfall to the game. Overall, I rated a solid 8 out of 10. Mario Party Jamboree. This game was released in 2024. Can't believe it was just about 2 years ago, and has been considered the biggest Mario Party game yet in terms of content. The game features 7 boards total and includes a mix of brand new boards and remakes of classic boards. There is an extremely wide range of characters to select from, with a funny add-on of Pauline and Ninja, which I haven't unlocked yet, so teehee. I decided to choose the Western Land since I've played it quite a bit of the other boards before with friends. This game definitely is an upgrade. The graphics, the board, the minigames, they honestly did such a great job with this game. The only struggle really was the master CPUs. I feel like this game in particular, they are extremely difficult to beat, and I mean like really hard to beat. Mario Party Jamboree is one of the most content heavy Mario Party game ever. A new feature is the Jamboree Buddies, which is an ally that temporarily joins you during the board. They help boost your gameplay, and I mean extremely boost your gameplay. From purchasing items twice to purchasing stars twice. They're honestly super broken. I love the minigames involved with each of the buddy, and they honestly put a lot of thought to each of those minigames. I also noticed those minigames in particular takes longer than usual, which is kind of interesting. The game also includes your classic item minigames, which I did a terrible job on. I really didn't want the cursed dice, but that's what I end up with. Dang it. Bro, this is like my 5th time playing this fucking crane game during the make of this video. Like, help! At last, though, with the extreme difficulty of Masters, I end up being last place for this one. Oh well. For the board design, it overall feels really good. I've actually played all the boards as mentioned earlier, except for the 2 I haven't unlocked yet. And for the most part, they're all really fun. The level of challenge is pretty much exactly what it shows, and the interactive portion of the map is pretty unique. Mario Party Jamboree has over 110 minigames, making it one of the largest minigame collection ever. It includes a combination of motion control minigames and button classic minigames. This game really is the best of both worlds. It contains not only new minigames, but some fan favorites old minigames. Why is the crane game included though? Why? With the addition of Toad Items Factory, Rhythm Kitchen, and solo play, the list of minigames feel honestly endless. As great of the game is, the RNG factor still is unfortunately there. The western map was a bit weird where you have to kind of roll for how far you want your train to travel. I don't know, it didn't make sense to me. There are still some minigames that feel one-sided or luck-based, such as, you know, the crane game. Aside from that, still had tons of fun. I enjoy this game every time I play with friends, and with the new feature of solo online, it makes the game enjoyable even if you're kind of forever alone. Is this the best Mario Party game ever? That's a very subjective question. I don't think this game is a 10 out of 10, but honestly it might be the highest rating. I actually rate this game a 9.7 out of 10. Crazy, right? Well, there you have it, my entire review and opinion of each of the Mario Party games. Comment down below which one is your favorite Mario Party, or how would you rate each of them. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you next time.